Unfortunately, we have no boss blessings, so I'm just going to play real fast and try to get to the first boss. Because it's really annoying to play without a blessing. I kind of almost wish that they just automatically gave you a blessing on this. I realize people would just like abuse that and keep re-rolling for the one they want, but I'd prefer that than me having to always or occasionally start runs where you don't have one and you're kind of just doomed to failure. Or much more likely to fail anyway. Infinite blades, sure. Sure, lose a bunch of hit points again. Oh my god, another HP losing. Alright, oh my god, we got paper krane really early and we only lost HP once for that. That's actually really good. This is one of the best, if not the best relic for this character. So that kind of changes things a bit. We might actually like want to think about trying to do well now. Paper krane makes you be able to do a slower build because it weakens so much. So we can maybe think about doing a poison thing. Don't mess with dudes using skeleton clubs. Noted. Let's try bouncing flask. We need some damage. I don't love it, but it was the best damage option available at the shop. And it is fairly good against bosses and stuff like that. And could lead into some kind of poison build. Okay. Probably dodge and roll or outmaneuver on this one. We kind of have some damage, a little bit. I mean, not great, but dagger throw is just kind of bad. Might do outmaneuver. It helps us potentially get our bouncing flask off without compromising too much on defenses that turn. I'm gonna go ahead and smith the... Wait, our neutralize is already smithed. That's really good, because that goes with our paper krane really well. It'd almost be nice to pick up another weakening ability, but we'll have to live with that for now. Alright, let's upgrade the flask. We'll probably want to rest at this next one, maybe, depending on how much health we lose. Of course, they're both attacking. So full defend, we can't full defend this. Man, this sucks. Yeah, we'll have to rest. That's pretty much a given at this point. Well, we didn't lose too much, really. Oh my god. We got 2 infinite blades, even though we got a bouncing flask. That's not bad, I guess. It's random free damage, it's just we don't have a coherent build going on right now. Let's see. Let's rest. We could almost think about taking this elite so that we can get the campfire after it. Well, That's actually not terrible with our shivs, though. If we get 2 shivs per turn, that actually does something instead of nothing. Let's see here. Can we beat Elite right now? With Explosive Potion, we probably beat the 3 orbs, although they are resistant to our Bouncing Flask. Either of the other 2 Elites I think we can beat because of our weakening power, as long as we draw a Bouncing Flask early. It's really important that we get the 12 poison out right away. It's probably the harder one to fight. And we didn't get the Bouncing Flask, so when we use it, he's going to get strengthened by it. Shite. That's bad. Bad news. And we didn't draw it into our hand. Got a really bad hand. This might actually be the end of this run. Very unfortunate. Let's see, next turn we want to play the Flask. Man, we just need more health. He's a random elite that happens to be pretty good against this character, because this character plays a lot of skills. I don't know if it's worth doing outmaneuver. We get hit 3 more now, 3 more next turn, 6, but it lets us play both defends next turn. So that will prevent 10 in theory. Yeah, we're so screwed. Let's see. 12, 24. I don't even know if I use this, I don't know if we can survive. Because he's getting +3 strength, that probably adds... It'd be really close. We have to do it, but... We're surviving by 1 hit point. And I don't think we survive next turn. We might, though. Alright, we survived by 1 hit point. We had to use the Bouncing Flask there. Oh my god, dude! Ice Cream? Are you kidding me? We got like 2 of the best relics in the game early on, but... Oh, footwork too, nice. We got some really good relics, but we have 1 hit point and like kind of a crappy deck. The footwork is nice. That helps a lot. But the deck itself is kind of random. We really need to rest as soon as possible. Oh yes, there's a campfire, I forgot. Alright, that's great. Honestly, we're going to be using all of our energy most turns at this point, so it's not... The Ice Cream isn't that good yet, but our outmaneuver is made a lot better by this, and if we can get more energy, it's going to be really good. Because we could basically run into a situation where we are floating lots of energy and can play whatever we want. Alright. We got 2 really good relics. We don't want to push our luck and fight another random elite for no reason, so let's go this way, fight a normal fight. Hopefully we don't get any more fights. This guy shouldn't be too bad. Nice, we got our footwork. Throw that down. Just want to get a full block. There's no reason to take damage if we can avoid it. Oh man, we didn't draw any defense. That sucks. We're gonna get hit here. We need more good defensive cards in the deck now. Poison. Blur, that's pretty good. We'll take that. Pretty good defensive card. Ooh. Alright, we can remove a card, transform, or upgrade. What do we need here? Upgrading footwork is kind of good. Removing a strike is kind of good because they're terrible. We could transform a strike as well, which removes it and potentially gets us something useful. That might be worth it, even though it's random. Because the average value of our non-beginning cards aren't amazing. We have 2 powers and a footwork that just go away, and then we're stuck with like a blur. Bouncing Flash Plus is pretty nice, but we started off transforming things, so why don't we continue with that? Come on. What do we want out of this? A yellow card? Oh my god. Endless Agony. That's not too bad, though, because it's just 8 damage and then it goes away. So that's a lot better than having a strike. It's like a better strike that exhausts itself. Uh-oh. We actually have to do a fight here. Early footwork. They're both strengthening themselves. It's kind of nasty. I'm going to carry over the 7 armor, because I think they're going to both attack now. Endless Agony. Agony on you. Oh, it's increased to 5 damage because of our boot thing, so that's 10 damage, not terrible. The boot keeps working to give us 1 extra damage. Guess it's better than nothing. Alright, they're both charging up, so let's kill them now. That's pretty much all she wrote on that. Block Potion, nice. Piercing Wail is great. It's one of the best defensive cards for the Silent. You only use it once, but it can be really huge when you do use it. I think we actually rest, because we only have 13 health. Give me a second, guys. My wife is getting home and she's putting packages in the door. Trying to talk to her. Got our Bouncing Flask right away. That is really good. Get that poison going. Get rid of our agonies. Neutralize them for next turn. That's great. We might want to get the footwork down. Let's see here. If we hit him for 9... and he's taking 12, 21. Then we only need to hit him for 4, and the poison next turn will do that. So we don't actually need to footwork yet, in theory, because if we strike him, the poison will cause him to go into his shell before he hits us. It is usually good to get that out as soon as you can, but this way we don't take this hit. Oh man, Infinite Blades is actually kind of bad against this guy with his thorns. I'm not really sure it's proper to play 2 of these. Might just play 1. Alright, let's do this. Into the shell he goes. What we can really do when he's in the shell form is just turtle up and carry energy over. We don't really need to be attacking him too much. Unless we can get hits off. Because the poison is going to be kind of our main source of damage for this fight anyway. There's that piercing whale coming in handy. Gimp is damage. Alright, hopefully we get some block for this one. Nice, we got our footwork and we're floating a bunch of energy now. So we can get a full defend on that. Gotta get that flask down. Alright, he's actually going back into his shell after this turn. Sure, we'll carry over the block and we don't have to worry about blocking next turn. We'll just throw that down and maybe that's the end of the turn there. We might even want to get the shiv out of our hand so we don't draw it later. We just turtle up pretty much and the poison does its thing at this point. Turtle, turtle, turtle. We actually have enough block we can maybe get one hit in, but I don't know, I'd kind of rather just carry the block over. Nice. See how much the ice cream is helping? We're carrying over a lot of energy. Because against this fight in particular, you're not always using all your attacks. So I think we'll actually get through this fight without taking any damage. I'm not sure that we've taken any damage yet. That's the power of the paper crane with some decent block. Alright, he's dead. I'm glad it was that boss, because the other ones would have been a bit tougher. That one's by far the easiest. Oh, wow. Another malaise? Oh, never mind. That was our first run that we had malaise. Okay. This could be huge, though, because with us carrying over energy with ice cream, we could get, like, a really big malaise, potentially. Like, we could get 8+ strength weaken, which could be huge for certain fights, boss fights. And like, we have enough poison going, we probably don't need glass knife. We don't have enough attacks to really make use of Phantasmal Killer that well. I'll take that. Our damage situation is kind of iffy, but our defenses are getting kind of decent now. Alright. You can no longer smith at rest sites. That's not so bad of a nerf. The one where you can't rest is pretty nasty. I do like Pandora's Box, but since we have ice cream, it's good to get as much energy as we can, because it allows us to float more, and we actually have an outlet for it now with the malaise, so we pretty much have to go with this. Hovering Kite is just seems really bad. We don't have card draw, so we can't get past the discard that it makes you do. If we end up facing the Book of Stabbing, this malaise is going to be life or death situation for us. We have to hit it with a big malaise to win that fight, because our damage is way too slow otherwise. Alright. So we have to fight an elite fairly early. This way gets us a campfire first, at least. This way we get a campfire after, and we get a merchant early. That's kind of good. We get 2 campfires after. Merchant or a choice of another elite, which we probably won't take. I mean, the upper section looks similar. Maybe we fight one less on hallway fight this way. I'm liking the looks of there being a campfire right before the elite, though. And if we went that way, we would get another campfire. There's a fairly decent chance we'll get a merchant randomly out of these 3 question marks. Let's go that way, because it's good to have a rest before the elite if we need it. Uh-oh. I'm not sure it's worth using Piercing Whale on this. Then again, we do have it in our hand, and it prevents 12 damage right away. We don't have any other way of preventing that unless we use the block potion. We're probably going to end up using the explosive potion on this fight. And maybe the block potion. Yeah, this is really bad. Want to take that one down. The one that's strengthened needs to go down as well. Explosion, they are hitting for 18. I think we can block that, but... Alright, we have to kill some things now. Malaise actually seems like it'd be really good against these things, now that I think about it. At least when they're doing their multi-hit. We're gonna take 8 here. Well, we can actually malaise this thing, right? We probably don't need the footwork at this point. It only took off 1 damage, that's kind of weird. I figured it would do more than that. You dead. Alright. Wasn't too much damage. We did use up our exploding potion, but it's one of the better fights to use it on. The Skewer Plus. That could actually be fairly good with the fact that we have carryover of energy. If we end up floating a good amount, that could amount to a pretty good amount of damage. Our damage is kind of a mishmash, but that's kind of what's going to happen at this point. Ah, frick this fight, dude. We're so screwed. I should have went the way that had the merchant. I always forget that this nasty fight is in Act 2. This fight is so tough. I think if we take this fight, we probably die. But losing 240 gold is so bad. I hate this. This fight, it's like an elite fight where you lose all your gold if you don't agree to do it. It's so bad. It's maybe worse than an elite fight in some sense. Because if this was Book of Stabbing, we could probably beat it with our setup without getting that hurt. But this fight's going to be really tough. Screw it. We're going to fight him because I don't want to lose all of our gold, and we're just going to lose this run now, but I hate these guys. This fight is so dumb. We have to get out as much damage as possible. So I'm going to do that. I'm probably going to do both the infinite blades. I could do both the infinite blades and do a block potion. Once this guy uses his ability, you basically can't block anymore, though. This is so evil. We probably die. We don't have quick damage, really. That was clutch. It's our last turn of not taking tons of damage. Look at this. Our blocks do 1 block now, so they're essentially useless at this point. We might as well just not use them and carry the energy over. We need... That skewer is going to be huge here. He's dead. Alright, the skewer... We actually don't want to use all 7 energy for this. That's 49 damage. It'd be nice if we could use less than the full amount for the skewer. On second thought... Oh man, I maybe should have used our attacks a little differently there. Because this is 49 damage. We could have actually killed Bear with that, I think. If I just used one of the free damage ones on him. But now he has too much health. Yeah, that was a pretty bad misplay. That was a really bad misplay. That might have killed us, actually. Because if I hit him a couple times and reduce his armor, Skewer kills him, he would be pretty close to dead anyway. Now we're kind of screwed. I mean, I can block 2 and then kill him. That was... I guess I should have blocked 1 more, but... Makes me very, very sad. We might win. I think we're going to take more damage than we needed to, though. I'm not even that familiar with all the stuff this guy can do. That Skewer Plus kind of saved us there. Alright, well, all things considered, we got through the fight, we kept our money, we got a mask. So, things could be worse. $8 damage for free is kind of decent. But then again, it's we're not hurting that much for mana most of the time. Maybe we just skip on this. We might want to use the extra block for this fight. Dang it. Do we just malaise him for 4? Intends to use a buff. What buffs does he even have? Maybe I should have used the plated armor there, because that would have blocked. That would have full blocked on that. Man, we're drawing no block. This is really bad. Alright, we should mostly be good now because we're floating energy quite a bit. I guess dash. There's like some argument to be made for this just because it gets us more weakening, and that's actually super important. Upgrade all strikes in defense. That helps quite a bit. Oh my god, a fight? We might not even make it to the rest at this rate. 12 damage. Oh, Skewer Plus is huge right here. That's 60 damage. He'll be almost dead. Yay! That's pretty nice too. Let's see here. Both Terror and Caltrops are pretty good. Against the Book of Stabbing, this is honestly probably might be better, but Terror is really nice with our Skewer Plus situation. So for bosses, this is certainly better. Need a rest. Now what we really need to have happen is a first turn where we can use Piercing Wail to take no damage, carry 3 energy over, a second turn where we can malaise for 7. If it's the Book of Stabbing and we can do that, we can win. If it's not the Book of Stabbing, we probably die. If we don't get cards in that order, we likely die. Uh-oh. Okay, this is a problem. This is a problem. Oh, that would have been a kill on him anyway, dang it. I'm gonna go ahead and use this, because that gets a full block on the fat gremlin, and we're gonna need it anyway. That allows me to play the flask. Oh man, so he's just dead next turn. We'll get the footwork out while we can. That's pretty nice, because now we don't have to worry about the block. We'll float some energy. The strike is pretty weak. We actually get a full defend against that, so that's great. Crap, we do no damage this turn. There's no reason to use any of these cards. That sucks. There's a good opportunity to get some damage in. He's down. We had a lot of energy, actually. I should have been looking for a kill there. Holy crap. A Terror plus a Skewer might have been a kill now that I look at it. That was a mistake. Okay, like how much damage is this doing? 15 times 8. It's 120. Right? I think that's still a lethal if I use the burning potion. 80... Because that should be 140, right? Yeah, I think we could have gotten out of that one without the burning potion. Fire potion, but I'll take it. You can see how important it was to take the vulnerability card to finish him off like that with the big skewer. Oh, great. That's great. Kunai. We actually have 2 infinite blades in here. So we can actually get pretty good value out of that. Backflip is good. Well, backflip plus even better. Something's coming together with this deck a bit. 100% become cursed. I don't like that. I don't remember if there was a removal coming soon. I mean, it's not that bad. It's only 1 curse that is new, like doesn't do anything curse. It might be worth. Okay. So our first turns we're gonna have a lot of cards. It's kind of nice. We might have a chance to remove that there if we don't take an elite. It's not a great relic, but at least means we know what we're getting into when we enter rooms. Let's see here. Maybe we do the fire and then 3 hallway fights now, because we want to remove this curse if we can, and we have a lot of money to spend. It'd be good to spend some of that before the boss. We probably do beat. If we can get a rest, we probably can beat the Book of Stabbing, but it's risky because we need to draw a specific card out of our whole deck fairly early, and we just might not get that. So I'm actually going to rest here and see how we do in these next fights. We have enough good relics and enough attack power, we probably can beat the boss at this point. As long as we get that same good combo with a lot of mana. Honestly, what do we even do here? Do we just float a whole bunch of mana, or do we attack it some more? Guess we ground it. Maybe we malaise him. That could be good. Oh well, it's a full defense turn, it looks like. Get that footwork down. We already got some value out of the kunai. You die. Oh, he's still alive. Dang it. We want to weaken him. I guess we just kill him off. We're looking pretty nice for this fight here. Get that. Now we get 90 damage. It actually doesn't kill him. It's a tough SOB right here. In that case, we'll do this. Shite. In retrospect, maybe I should have just taken the 90 damage. Oh, I just killed him. That's really good, because that was 15 more damage we were going to take. Guy can be scary once he starts filling your deck up with junk. Deadly Poison Plus is actually fairly decent. Pays off after long fights. Acrobatics Plus is worth considering because we're floating a lot and it helps us draw into what we need. Maybe we'll try that. I mean, we probably have enough damage without adding more. Why am I fighting another one of these things? I would have preferred the poison to be more concentrated than that, but... guess the best we can do is carry some block. This does not look good. We have no block in hand. Weaken him. I'm glad we carried so much block over, because we needed it. That cultist is down. We actually have a full block, so we'll just play this. It'd be really nice if we could get like a burst or something in the deck. Definitely want that. Here's where the backflip comes into handy here, or the whatever this card is called. It's not backflip, but it got us to our big damage card a lot faster. Now we just need to hit for a little bit. Or we just get that again. Fear Potion, that's actually quite nice. Another Acrobatics? It might even be worth, though, because it's going to let us get through our deck much quicker, and we're kind of looking for very specific cards at this point for the most of our damage. It's like Skewer and Bouncing Flask are really our only two really good damage cards. It also lets us get to our weakness more, and that's pretty important actually for us at this point. I wouldn't normally take two of those, but since we're floating energy quite a bit, it's probably worth. Ooh, we got some good options here. After Image is excellent. I also really like Bronze Scales. I think we can afford both of them. At least we should be pretty close to affording both of them. 15. I think we can just afford both. We'll see. Yeah, we could get this if we want to. What else might we want? Marbles is kind of nice, but we're not really setting up first turn big attacks. The card removal is not... Well, we do have the Writhe. Maybe we actually remove the Writhe. 185 is kind of a lot to pay, even though that is a great card. Be nice to get rid of this. And if we did that, we'd have enough money for something else useful, like a potion. Probably a power potion we could roll into something useful for the boss. It might honestly have been better to get after Image, but we have a fairly big deck now, so one curse isn't the worst thing in the world. Alright, let's pick the power potion up. Hope that we roll something good. A random Snecko appears. Terror on you. Agony on you. Footwork. carry some defense. Get +1 dex. We have some free stuff and some very expensive stuff. I don't think it's worth playing a 2 mana strike when we're carrying mana over. We want to use that on our we could just straight up malaise him into submission at this point. So he shouldn't be taking much damage from him now because he's so weakened. This is the kind of thing we want to do against bosses, get a fairly big weaken on him, and then we can kind of... Ooh, strength potion. That might be better than the vulnerable potion, because with terror we can get that out anyway. Grand finale. We actually kind of have tools to make that work with the acrobatics, but it's not a card I ever really use. Might just skip these. We have 2 acrobatics, we probably don't need another one. I rarely manage to get this to work. Boss time. Let's see. Oh, I guess we can't smith anymore, so we just have to rest. Fair enough. Let's probably use both of our potions. See what we get. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We actually have to play a card first to make room in our hand, I believe. Ooh. Both of these, and Venom and Noxious Fumes are both considerations here. I'm almost inclined to take Fumes because that guarantees 2 per turn. But then again, once we get both of our Shiv powers down, we're going to be hitting 2 per turn anyway. We don't have like a ton of attacks coming is what I'm thinking, but they're pretty similar in what they're going to do. He does summon minions though, and Noxious Fumes is better against his minions. I'll try and Venom because it's more fun, but I'm not convinced that that is a better thing to do. It means we want to attack him more, if possible. We also want to get 3 attacks in per turn because of this anyway. I wouldn't normally strike him that much, but the strike is doing 11 and it's getting us poison. So in this instance it might be worth it. Let's see here. This is doing 48 damage even on 4 mana, so we don't need to go crazy with it. On 3 mana it's doing 36 plus, I think, 3 poison. Maybe we take out one of the torch heads. Some damage now. We need to get our defense down. I actually think we just block and don't do anything else for now, so that we can start floating some energy. We could use acrobatics, but we would only have 1 energy left. That is not particularly good. Want to get that out. We want to get all these out, I think. Man, Man. Our footwork was at the very bottom of the deck there. We definitely want to kill this guy. He's starting to get strength now. In retrospect, the noxious fumes would have been better already because his poison is going down instead of up. I don't know why Envenom costs 2 because it seems like fumes is usually better even though it's a 1 cost. Okay, we did draw the skewer. Except we're weakened right now. I don't really want to use it against him, but... He's dead. We got 15 carrying over. Do we use this? I mean, it's just not that much damage because we're weakened. And we can use the skewer anytime later to do big damage. So maybe we just float the energy for now. And wait till we're not weakened. Make sure we have enough energy to use later. We do have an opportunity for a big malaise. I mean, a 6 strength malaise plus a 6 turn weaken, that's really good because we have paper krane. He does have +4 still, but that 6 turn weaken is going to be huge. We're kind of slow playing this, which we can maybe afford to do. Is it even worth blocking 2? I don't think it is. I want to float that energy. How are his minions hitting for 18? We need to get rid of those guys. I mean, each block is doing 10, so that's pretty nice. Man, they're starting to hit for a lot, and we're not defending for enough. We can defend 40, right? I guess if we do that, we only get hit for like 5. Oh, we got carryover too. 41. Honestly, taking 4 and carrying over extra energy is probably worth. Why are you attacking every turn? 1, 2... 3. I probably should have done that first because I would have gotten 1 more block out of it. He's done. Man, it sucks that he's still there because if I use Bouncing Flask, it might just hit him and not do anything. This gets us an extra dex if I use an attack. Alright. We need to get some energy floating and get a big skewer. We got him at a point where if we get like 10 energy, we can kill him. Go for 1 extra dex. see here. We kind of just want to turtle up until we get our skewer now. It's coming soon. We're full blocking this. We might just go to the next turn here. Once we draw the skewer again, we win. Should win. 18 damage times whatever mana level we had. It was slow, but we made it. 1,000 cuts is kind of weak. Nightmare can be good, depending on what you use it on. What would we use it on, though? We could Nightmare Malaise. If we got it a Malaise Plus, that would be kind of nice. Nightmare Footwork, if we upgraded that, would be pretty good. Alchemize is okay, but it's not like something that's going to win you a run. It might be worth putting Nightmare in the deck just because it could potentially be really good with a couple cards we have and floating energy. Oh my god, Snecko Eye. Snecko Eye with Ice Cream. Snecko Eye makes Nightmare better. Dash better. Our Acrobatics can potentially draw us free cards, but they are more expensive. Both of our X cards stay the same. Makes backflip a bit better. The shivs added to our hands from Infinite Blade should still be free. Bouncing Flask is better. It makes our defense less consistent though, because all of our defense are normally 1 costs. And they could end up being more expensive. But it certainly makes Nightmare a lot better and potentially crazy if we get it with the right thing, like a 0 cost Footwork or something else. And the other thing is these are terrible. Calling Bell, terrible. Tiny House, bad. We might have enough good stuff that Tiny House would still work, but it's probably worth taking the Snecko Eye. Almost the biggest issue with it is it makes our Neutralize potentially more expensive, and the weaken on that is actually super important. So we'll have to be relying on the weaken of Malaise a bit more. It's like, what else are we going to do? Tiny House. Upgrade 1 random card. Because Calling Bell is not worth trying at this point. Snecko Eye, though. We do have 2 X cards, and our main damage source isn't affected by it. So that's really important. Our 2 main damage sources are either not affected by it or actually improved. And the 0 cost cards let us float more with Ice Cream, potentially. We'll do it. We will try it. Alright. Routage. Where are we going? Here's a route. Skips elites, potentially. And gets 2 campfires. Also skips elites on the top and gets a campfire. That seems pretty good. It's bad with Endless Agony too. Let's see here. So we can get 30 damage right, or 40 damage right off the bat if we want. We want to take the exploders down. In fact, this is doing, oh yeah, so it's doing 10 per hit. Let's do the acrobatics because it's free. Hand is full. Get rid of that overpriced card. Backflip once. Alright. We have a full block as long as we kill this. Why are you putting junk in my deck? See, this is a problem now. A 2-cost acrobatics is bad. But it does potentially draw us some free stuff, whereas if we play our hand, well, our hand isn't actually that bad. If we neutralize that and strike it, it dies, then we defend 9. Defend 10. That was only taking 3, so. The eye giveth and the eye taketh. Noxious fumes. Maybe worth. It's not as good because it's maybe more expensive, but it's just kind of a good power. It's pretty good power. Oh man, look at this. Next turn, 3 free bouncing flasks. Okay. Pretty sure it maintains the 0 cost. If not, then I'm wrong about the free part, but still potentially good. I think we block. I think we go fumes. Maybe we just float the last one. They're probably going to do some blocking now. Some of them are, or strengthening. Yeah, they are free. Let's see what happens. Unfortunately, this isn't actually going to kill anything this turn. So we do have to worry about taking big hits. We might use the speed potion here. I'd rather not get hit too many times. Gets us some big block. We actually do need a little more damage so that they die next turn. Well, he'll die because he just got hit by thorns. But this one needs to get hit. Let's see here. Well, a 3-cost dash. 3-cost dash, full defense, and kills that, right? Alright, we're pretty much golden now. We don't need real with holes. Accuracy is okay. It means our shivs are 3 more damage. It's not great. We're getting 2 of them per turn in theory, but we're kind of relying on the shivs more for triggering decks than as actual, like, important damage source. It's more to up our decks so we can delay until we kill things with poison or skewer. I think I might actually skip on these. Should we gain 222 gold for this? I'm not sure, because starting with weaken on all enemies when we have paper krane is super good. Against Dona and Deka, it takes off a stack of their debuff resistance early, which is important. I actually think we don't do this, because we don't know what the merchant's going to have, and the gold might not do much for us. I mean, we could have afforded Mummified Hand, I guess, if we had done that. So maybe that would have been worth it. But we got Happy Flower. It's 1 extra mana every 3 turns that we carry forward as well. Like, how many powers do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. It would have been nice to have the Mummified Hand, but I'm not sure that it's better than having the flower and the mask. Upgrade all cards you can no longer heal. All of our basic cards are upgraded. That's upgraded, that's upgraded. These are all upgraded. Most of our important cards are upgraded except for Malaise, so that's not great. I don't want normality. Let's get a relic. So we do Nightmare on Footwork and get 3 free footworks next turn, maybe. We could also do Bouncing Flask, but I'd rather just ensure that we don't really take damage. Eight dexterity right away. Seems good. We can do 100 damage, but that's not enough to kill, so we might just wait on that. It's too bad that our block is so expensive, but whatever. We just need to terror him and get our Malaise back in the hand, and then we win. Or not Malaise, but the Skewer, I mean. Where's Skewer? Let's go digging. It's in our next couple turns, at least. We could do this. There it is. So what is that? 150 plus 75. Get 225 damage. Nice. Tori's pretty good. Whenever you would receive 5 or less unblocked damage, reduce it to 1. That could help. Could definitely help a bit. Probably outmaneuver is the only one even worth considering here, since we have Snecko Eye. Honestly, we probably don't really want any of them. So if we go here, we can only rest, but it's probably better than fighting an elite. Like, maybe the deck is good enough we can start actually taking elites. But it's certainly much safer just to heal the full. And we have fairly good relics set up. Not terrible deck. Oh my god. This thing is actually stronger than a lot of the elites. So this could be a problem. I hate this thing so much. We need to not get unlucky with Snecko Eye for on this fight. Do we even hit the knives? Free defend. We probably use acrobatics one more time. We can nightmare something. We can nightmare the noxious fumes and get 8 poison per turn. That's kind of good, but it's not enough to kill the daggers before they... Well, it's close. Daggers usually have 16 to 18 health. So the ones that have less than 18, this actually kills them before they get to do their big attack. We could do it on infinite blades and get a whole bunch of daggers. I don't think we can wait long enough to do it on footwork. We'll try this, it might not work. Between the poison damage and the blades, we should be able to get most of the minions down before they do their big hit, I hope. But this could definitely be a problem here. And this turn, we don't get the poison, so that is definitely a problem. So we have to take them out. Yeah, this is going to be a bit tricky here. So now the poison is starting to come at least, but we have some issues. Alright. Let's see here. Do we go for a skewer? We're weakened. That's 42 damage. It's not enough. That is not enough. We could do an outmaneuver and a malaise on her and make it be a longer fight. Maybe that's the ticket. So this dagger should actually die from poison, I think, before it can do anything else. In fact, both of them should. They get to do their weak attack, but they won't get to do their stronger attack. So we can just focus on the main enemy now. I think that's a full block for this turn. We basically just need to draw our terror and our skewer, and then we can take her down. Actually, just the skewer is enough. We can just float energy. It's not coming up soon. Might want to do this to draw some cards out. The skewer is actually still in the discard. Oh well, we have a lot of poison, so it's not that big a deal. We just have to keep defending. Like, she's almost dead as it is. There we go. Alright, we actually got through that fight pretty well. A lot better than it could have been. We don't really need the flying knee. It's not terrible because of the power carryover, but guess we'll skip it. Get to heal to full. Thank you very much. We'll maybe come through that way so we get a question mark. Ooh. Meat on the bone could actually be useful in between the boss fights. If we manage to beat the first boss, then we'll heal up in between if we have to. By a little bit. Transient. Crap, and our nightmare is expensive, so we probably can't be using that. This is a bad hand. Like, if we nightmare then neutralize, it actually makes him weaken for the whole rest of the fight, which is kind of nice. But we're going to take some damage this first turn. We don't have anything good to nightmare. Maybe we don't use it. I mean, if we neutralize him now, he's weakened for the next 2 turns. And we can find a way to at least not take damage this turn. With such as just a strike and something. I don't know, Malaise now, that's kind of bad, right? We get hit for 17. Maybe we just skewer. We use up all of our mana, but we don't take damage. We do get +1 dex. It's pretty bad. This fight might be kind of tough. Oh, great. That's really good. That helps considerably. So he gets basically -12 strength every turn. We kind of have to draw something. -13. He's going to get -12, so we're only getting hit for 1, I think. Did we get hit for more than that? I don't know. It wasn't very much. Not a great hand. Might actually be proper just to defend mostly here. We actually don't need to use the rest of our mana because the poison should mean we don't take damage. $70. Well, it's a good thing we got our weakness back. That was looking scary. Ooh, we have a nightmare along with something good. We could get 3 survivors, or 3 footworks. That's normal cost footworks, which actually isn't that good against this guy. This hand is actually fairly bad because we don't have much damage in it. What do we get? We'll take that. Nothing is great, actually. Is it worth blurring this? We'll carry over some defense. Right, well we did get a skewer, which pretty much means we could use all of our mana to beat him easily here, but we probably want to try to do it without using up our mana if we can. Like, we have a full block now anyway. It's really bad that we didn't draw this next turn, because unless we draw into some form of... Oh crap, we have a bad... We need that malaise. Next turn we're going to take damage. Significant damage. We really needed this skewer to come up next turn, or even the dash would have been fairly good. Alright, this acrobatics is pretty important what we get. It's a good thing these endless agonies were free. Alright, come on, skewer or something good. I guess we know what we're getting though. This is the last turn, so we don't need the extra energy. How low can you go? Oh, we get a full defend. Let's do this anyway. Super gimped. Nice. We actually got through that without taking too much. Liquid bronze, eh. It helps a bit. Innate infinite blades. Let's see. If Snecko Eye is drawing us 2 extra cards per turn, and we have 3 shivs every turn, that's 10. That's like a full hand every turn. It's kind of crazy. I don't know if it's worth taking another infinite blades, to be honest. It does consistently get us 1 dex every turn after we get all 3 out, but getting all 3 out is not a given, since they might be more expensive. It is kind of funny in theory, though, if we can get that to happen. Because we can get our decks ramping pretty good then, but I'm not sure it's actually proper. We don't want that because it should be 0 and it might be more. Maybe remove a card. Either that or something like a potion. I guess we could move a strike. Is there anything worse than a strike? The Endless Agony is actually pretty bad. We might remove that. Because when this comes in the hand and it's not cheap, it's really bad. Alright, 1 fight, campfire. It's looking like we'll probably at least get to the boss. Free Nightmare. That's good. I'm going to use Free Nightmare on footwork probably, just so that we can get our defenses up as much as possible. We're actually going to take some damage here, it looks like. Like, look at how much the red mask is saving us some decent health on this fight already. Tori, that prevented some. Go, go, Dex. Super Dex. The exploder needs to die. Man, we actually have to use our neutralize to kill it. This is really stupid. Appears that that is the case. But our blocks are so big that we get a full defend anyway. Shiv you. We might actually want to get fumes out even though it's so expensive, because that's one of the things that'll help us kill this guy before his spikes get out of control. Poison. He is dead, essentially. Alright, we just have to wait on poison cars now, or getting enough defense to block that. Which actually isn't too hard with all of our defensive power. Hit him once. One more block, and we win. Do we actually take Swift Potion over the artifact? I'm not exactly sure what kind of debuffs the bosses do even. Usually seems like they don't do a whole lot of really bad debuffs. But Swift Potion could be really good and draw us into something lucky that's free. Backflip is probably worth. We're going to get a lot of decks, and the card draw is pretty good with Snecko-Eye. Full HP. Something good, hopefully. Interact. Well, we can't afford to do 3 because we're going to just have another rest right away. Those are pretty bad. I mean, like I said, I'm not exactly sure what we're artifacting against the bosses. I guess they do some, like, kind of... They might do some frail and weakening type stuff, but they do it enough that one artifact is not going to probably be that useful. It's too bad that they're all 0 cost ones. We can actually get 2 artifacts in our deck, but they're things that are going to cost more than 0. Dark Shackles is the only one here that might actually be worth taking a 0 cost, because 9 strength for 1 turn can be pretty huge. We'll try that. I probably go ahead and Thorns this fight, because these guys hit multiple times. So it's usually worth it. What are we doing here? We'll get that. Looks like we have a pretty easy full block to start off with. Try that. That. Guess we get blades out. We could do the acrobatics and a blur, and that gets us enough block for next turn almost. Oh wow. Getting a lot of block. So we definitely want the blur and probably just outmaneuver. I don't know if we need backflip here. I guess it's 24. Maybe we do need it. Oh, good. Alright, that was a... we didn't do any damage yet, but at least we have block for the first 2 turns. With this deck, we kind of want to bolster our defense, and the shivs every turn help us do that. We just need 1 extra attack every turn, and then we're getting an extra dex pretty much every turn. 10 damage X times. We really need to take down some debuff resist, because that terror is kind of important. I'm almost thinking that we use neutralize to get 1 off. I don't know if we do whale as well, because that would remove his entirely. Maybe we do. Now we can terror the front guy when we draw it. We got our nightmare for cheap, but we don't have anything great to use it on. Except the dark shackles, but we don't need 3 of those. The terror is super expensive. We actually didn't draw... did we not draw any block? Okay, we need to use dark shackles this turn then. Maybe we just do the dark shackles, because then at least we can spam them and get no damage next turn. I don't know how that interacts with drawing shivs though, because we're already drawing 3 shivs and 2 extra cards from Sneko-Eye next turn. So that's kind of weird. We'll get that out because it's cheap. We can't do anything else. Oh, I could have played the footwork, I guess. Dang it. Oh, good. We got an acrobatic, so that helps. So we'll gimp him, so we don't have to block this turn. Unless, of course, we want to. We could get a big malaise out at some point. We have 2 more mana next turn now anyway. So we could weaken Donu for 6 turns and -6 strength, and then we can prioritize killing him. We really need defense next turn. Why does he keep getting so much armor? It's like making me not want to attack him even though he's the one we're trying to kill first. We've got us... oh wait. Did we not put our terror on anything yet? I guess we didn't. Alright, we want to do this. That is a full block. We could draw into... it's not a whole lot, actually. Drawing into blur would be kind of good. So not much damage is coming in. We just need to focus on... We probably even want to weaken him. And even carry over strength or armor. We just need to get the front guy down, and then we're going to be in pretty good shape. Okay, we did get terror. Let's go ahead and do that. We almost have a full block already, so we don't need to go crazy trying to get extra defense. Maybe go for the footwork. We could skewer, but it's not a ton of damage yet. Let's see. 45. It does get him below 100. Maybe we can kill him before we get that back, provided we stay alive that long. Our deck scaling is pretty good right about now. Might actually just go for Bouncing Flask, because it's normal price. And then we can take 2 damage. It's not that big of a deal. Other option is to draw some cards. Right, we really want to kill him this turn if we can. He's starting to hit hard. If we can draw our skewer, we can kill him. We only need to do like 20 damage or something. He's hitting for 48. Or we can just do a full block. Then let the poison do it. Okay, he's done. So let's focus on the other guy. Backflip. Full block. We don't really need to weaken him at this point. Maybe we just go for damage. Reduces his armor. No point in playing out maneuver here because it's a wash. We could acrobatics. We might get something worth using. Or we could just carry our power over. We might be able to take him out this turn. Because we can hit for 60. Poison should kill him. Nice. We actually didn't need meat on the bone to heal in between the fight. Oh shit. I hate this guy. People online seem to think he's easy though, so maybe if we just avoid playing powers during his first part, we can beat him. We do have quite a few powers that we like playing though. Like all those infinite blades, we kind of want to hang on to. Maybe we actually do a malaise plus on him right now for 5 turns. That would make him mostly a non-factor for a while. And then we just have to deal with his minions. I really want to get our footwork. We might need to play Noxious Fumes. I don't know. Maybe not. But, like, what do we kill these guys with? We have hardly any damage outside of the Poison Flask we just used and powers. Skewers like our main other thing. I'm gonna try to do this without playing powers, but I'm not very good at fighting this guy. See, this is where having the weakness is really good, because he's hitting for like almost nothing because of it. This is a terrible, terrible hand, though. Everything costs 3. We really need acrobatics to draw something. Well, a free outmaneuver is pretty good. A free backflip is pretty good. An infinite blades is actually pretty bad because we don't want to use it yet. But 2 strikes gets that guy down. I think we just have to take some damage here. These all cost too much and we want to be floating power or energy. We can just defend that and then blast this guy with our skewer. It's kind of wasteful, but he is weak for a while. We kind of just need to get that guy down so he's not scaling. I don't know if this guy ever strengthens himself unless you do it. So if we just play slow now, slow and steady, we probably get him down. It's tempting to terror him. So what we want to do, we'll terror him, and then we'll float tons of energy, kill him with weak attacks, and by the time he transforms into his next state, we'll try to have so much energy that we can just like take him out in one hit. Oh, this is a pretty nice nightmare opportunity. Card to discard, we'll do that. So we can actually just kill him with poison now. Unfortunately, we're not scaling our defense right now, so that's actually a fairly big problem. Because once he transforms, he's going to start hitting hard, and we aren't going to have amazing defense for that. So that is something I'm seeing that's going to be an issue. We're just going to kind of only block and let the poison kill him now. So we can float as much mana as possible. I maybe should have not done the vulnerability on him, because we didn't really need that yet. Looks like we got 2 more turns to build up here. So we're actually not going to have enough to skewer him once. We can maybe do half his health with that. So that's concerning. Let's see here. All right. Now we can play everything. Wow. That poison damage is big. We only need to survive a few turns with that. I'm not going to use the Swift Potion because we don't need the block. I'll save it for if we're going to die. Alright. Man, these free bounce and flax, though. We're actually pretty close to a kill already. That's 180 damage. Plus 47. It's not quite enough, though. Now it's 180 damage plus 56. 180 plus 56 for 2 turns. That's like around 120. That's around 300 damage. So if we just... basically, if we just skewer him and phase tank this next hit, which is not something you'd normally do, but I think we just win. Although he is healing for 15, so it actually ends up being pretty close then. Well, let's do dash so we can block some of that. It's 1 cost anyway, so that's actually more efficient use of mana than skewering. I think we just do this, neutralize, skewer, and just hope we get a little bit more damage. We just need a little bit more damage. We should be good here, guys. This is going to be a Ascension 20 silent win, it looks like. So gimp him, hit him. We actually can't kill him this turn, though, from the looks of things. Card draw. There we go. Got him. Yes! Ascension 20 victory!